Merging with the sun at 4 degrees 18 in the sign of Cancer, the new moon of July is offering us strength and fortitude, where it's giving us emotional stability as we connect with our source of strength. Welcome to In the Name of the Cosmos. My name is Siri Prakash, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the energy of the new moon, what lessons it's going to be unfolding for each and every one of us, how we can utilize its source of strength, how we can connect with our center of stability. We'll take a look at sign by sign, as well as the surrounding energies of the planets, and we're going to look at how we can best navigate these most challenging times of 2020. Now, the new moon of July is really inundated with the energy of Saturn. And in fact, in the Vedic system of astrology, at the heart of all water signs is Saturn. And what it's teaching us is to develop an emotional courage, an emotional fortitude of where we're really finding our stability and our core sense of strength, really committing to what is a more mature and methodical approach rather than an escapist kind of emotional self-care, indulgent, I don't know what to do, but now saying, okay, I can't rely on the external forms of structure. Now I need to create my own inner structure, my own inner well-being. And I really need to discover what is really giving me my source of strength. What is really giving me my sense of nourishment? What is it that I really want to do? This is the cycle of the new moon that we're being given, where we're really being able to connect with what it is that is really bringing us satisfaction. We have 5 planets that are currently strong in their own signs that are helping to cultivate this energy of success, of moving forward in our direction. So we have Jupiter strong in his own sign, we have Saturn strong in his own sign, we have Venus strong in its own sign, we have Mercury strong in its own sign, and now we have the moon strong in its own sign. And all of these energies are lending us support in how to make emotional inroads, looking at kind of deeper issues that have been holding us back, where we've been dependent on something outside of ourselves, where now Saturn is saying, all right, now we need to get to it. We need to really take responsibility for ourselves. We really need to become sovereign in our own selves, really taking this action that is really true to our nature and true to what we want, really mustering up the courage to come outside of our shell, hiding behind something else, hiding behind a teacher, hiding behind a government, hiding behind a relationship, really coming out of our shell and saying, I'm ready. Even though I'm vulnerable, I'm ready, because I want to take a chance and really depend on me and really invest in me and my destiny and my soul's purpose. This is what the energy of the new moon is giving to us. Now, the nakshatra that the new moon is occurring under is Pushya nakshatra. And Pushya nakshatra is ruled by a deity called Brihaspati. And Brihaspati is a giver of knowledge. It's a giver of expansion. It's another name for Jupiter in the Vedic system. And at the very heart of Pusha is Saturn, as I mentioned earlier. So Saturn is the ruling planet, and its deity is Brihaspati. So when we look at these combined energies that are depositing and informing the moon and the sun right now, it's about knowing when the time is right to act, about connecting really with your emotional source of strength, your commitment and your maturity, and really blending these two together to really see when is the time right for action. And if the time is not right for action now, how you start to develop your plan based on your desire of what is really truly nourishing you. Not things that are just simply indulgent, and not things that are just simply entertaining, and not things that are just in a form of escape. About really taking this emotional wisdom and connecting it with your center of self so you can navigate knowing when is the time to act. This is the real blessing of this nakshatra, Pushya, helping to inform our perceptive and emotional lens, and our soul, the sun, really helping us to find the energy and the strength of when is the time to move forward, but but knowing that this is the moment where we have to start taking responsibility for ourselves and not look to any other external form to support us, but really coming from our own sense of self and connecting with our being in its totality. Now, in the year of 2020, we've all experienced the security of our shell being ripped off from us, where we feel exposed and where we feel a state of vulnerability. While some have experienced very profound positive changes in this year, many have experienced significant challenges. But what is clear is that we're all being united in our transformation. We are not the same, not any one of us. We're all being united in our transformation. Now, this axis of Capricorn and Cancer has been a significant teacher for us in 2020, along with Jupiter and Saturn. They're profound teachers for us, where it's wanting us to get to know who we are from the tips of our toes to the tips of our hair, activating our radiant shield that then informs us about this connection between our heart and our head, so that our state of knowing is all that we need nothing external outside of ourselves, that this helps to inform us and this helps to navigate. It doesn't allow for any untruth to exist anymore in this new shape of reality, about this concrete knowing of what the actual state of our reality is, so that we're not misled, that we're not distracted, and that we're not seduced by wrong information or of unfounded desire. Now let's take a look sign by sign so we can see the indications of this new moon cycle for some key insights of how we can utilize its energy. For Aries, this is happening in your 4th house. This is a place of nourishment, so this is quite significant for you, in that it's wanting you to find where your sense of nourishment is coming from, about getting your house into order, literally and figuratively. So maybe you want to do some work into your house, maybe you want to work in the chambers of your heart and really knowing and excavating what is really bringing you nourishment. Now, your ruler is in the 12th house, sitting in the sign of Pisces. So before it moves into your 1st house, which is coming soon in August, you want to take this time to really start to shift out what doesn't work for you and what is actually coming in, allowing for space to happen for you to make significant changes in this year ahead, because your ruling planet is going to be visiting in your 1st house for quite a long time, making very strong aspects of change. So get ready for this. Clear out your space. Get ready for movement. Now for Taurus, this is happening in your 3rd house. So your 3rd house of creating new ideas, of creating new ventures, about creating new capital, actually, about forming alliances that help to build your future. So it's really important right now that you get clarity in on what it is that you want and start having courage and the discipline to take action and not just be in this I don't know and I can't take responsibility stage, but really in this state of really taking decisive action, really striking now, because your ruler is about to leave your house. It's going to go into your 2nd house at the end of the month. So it's really this time of like solidifying your step forward, because when your ruler moves into the 2nd and kind of comes in with Rahu, it's going to bring in a change of how your money streams are coming in. Now for Gemini, this is happening in your 2nd house of what you value, of actual earnings that come in. So it's really, and it's also what your voice is and your food. So it's really about looking at how you can utilize of what is of value to you and how you use your voice to really express this and bring it into the world. Now, Cancer, this is happening in your 1st house of self, and you're under this aspect of Saturn for this entire 2 years now. We have 2 more years left of Saturn aspecting your 1st house. And so you're really also getting a clearing of the decks, of really doing this like cathartic, emotional, like getting rid of what is not working inside yourself about how you're perceiving yourselves, and you're actually doing it with a state of heaviness. And so this can be a really hard new moon for you because you feel just this weight of not feeling free, but your time is coming, so just wait. Now for Leo, this is happening in your 12th house, and your ruler's in the 12th house. And I think for the last 2 months, it's really been about you connecting with like-minded people, about really finding your family that is not your blood family, but really connecting with people and finding people that actually are connecting you with your state of happiness. So it can be where you've had to reduce your connections with maybe your larger realm of people or your larger scope of people, but where you're now connecting with a smaller group, but that's more meaningful, more deep, and more rich. For Virgo. So Virgo, this is happening for you in your 11th house. So your 11th house of gains and your 11th house of your tribe, of like your contacts, people that you meet. And so for you for the new moon is really about creating a sense of value of who you're connecting with, who is actually bringing value, who you can rely on, who is really the people that you keep now for the next at least 5 or 6 years, people who are coming into your world and your scheme of how you can really build yourself in your future. Now for Libra, this is happening in your 10th house. So the 10th house is career, but it's also how the world is perceiving you. And here you're needing to really grow up. You're really needing to take responsibility for yourself, to really get your nervous system together, because Libra's really had a hard time with their nervous system this year. And you really need to get together this not needing to know what's in balance, what is correct, how you feel stable, but just this sense of, I know who I am, and I'm allowing myself to be seen for that, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. So it's really about this growing up and coming into your own. Now for Scorpio, this is happening in your 9th house, your 9th house of teachings, your 9th house of what is really giving you value of your wisdom that you're seeking and the knowledge that you're seeking. It's also this place of travel, of where you can go and visit. Now this year, of course, we can't travel so much. Maybe we're taking short little holidays right now. Maybe you're taking local holidays instead of traveling globally. But I think for you, it's really about connecting with who your real teaching is. Like, what is it that's really giving you this value of teaching, of what's bringing in new insight and new wisdom for you. Now for Sagittarius, this is happening in your 8th house. So this 8th house of the unknown and the unseen. So here it's about developing this sense of trust, this sense of really where you know that the Creator is taking care of you and that you don't need to be occupied with it, that you just need to connect with it so that you can just allow it to unfold. It's a good new moon for you. It's a strong new moon for you. Now for Capricorn, this is happening in your 7th house of partners. This place of where perhaps your intimacy with partnerships is not at its best in this moment. So under the influence of Saturn, there can be some restrictions in that you perhaps are not seeing your partner as much, or perhaps you're seeing your partner too much, being in this like kind of too close of a setting where you're just feeling a little bit tense and a little bit frustrated. But it's a good moment to make an emotional clearing with your partners right now, to really let it out of what is really kind of your necessity for having a successful union together with your partner. For Aquarius, this is happening in your 6th house. So your 6th house of like what you owe and your health, about your hidden enemies. And for you right now, it's really important that you get your health together. It's really important that you get your ducks in a row with your health together, because your health right now is needing attention, specifically with exercise and movement. So I see a lot of Aquarians kind of tending to be too much in their mind, too much in their kind of sedentary, stationary place. It's time really to get your action moving. And with Mars moving into your 3rd house next month, you're really going to get your feet on the go. You're really going to put the pedal to the metal. So it's a good moment to really kind of assess and structure your health and your routines right now, so that you can line it up with what's coming, with the energy that's going to be supporting you in August. This is a good moment for that. Pisces, this is in your 5th house. So your 5th house of what you create, what you love, things that you want to manifest, things that you want to bring out. This is a very delicious moon for you right now. Even though it's under the influence of Saturn, it's actually giving structure to the projects that you create, the projects that you love, the things that you desire. So it's a great moon to get clear with creative projects, what you want to bring in. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's bringing in new like films, because it's also related with photography and movement of film and of images. So it's a great moment for projects for those with Pisces, ascendant, sun, and moon. I thank you very much for joining me in my video today. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment below. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Satanam.